signing of Canada-China's Foreign Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement? Like, while it would protect Canadian investors in China, would it protect Canada and our resources?
Good question. It's called FIPA. And for those of you who haven't been following it, this is to allow Canadian investors to have protection in China, and reciprocally, the Chinese investors would have protection here. I can be very front with you. The issue isn't about Chinese investors having protection in Canada. It is our concern, I'll put it that way, about Canadian investors having protection in China. I have two concerns around this. I think it's a good thing if you can secure a good deal to have protection for your investments in any country. The concern I have is about a level playing field. Are the courts in China going to be following the same procedure and have Canadian investors be able to have the same protections within the Chinese court system, justice system, as an investor would here? I'm not sure that's the case. However, others would say, well, in China things are evolving and changing, and if you can secure any kind of protection, it's good. Again, the problem I have with that is how long we're locked into it. So the way that the deal works is that we would be involved in this deal for up to 31 years. 15 years you're locked in. You have then a year where you could decide whether you want out or not, and if you decide you're staying in, another 15 years you're locked in. Now, those who argue this is the way things work, you have to have stability. That's what businesses and investors want, and certainty. I think that's a little too long a period. And I also note that countries like Australia, who have a lot of trade with China, don't have a similar agreement. They negotiate these terms, what's called bilaterally, just country to country, to access the Chinese market. So I'm suspect of this deal, and I haven't seen, we haven't had a chance to debate it in the House of Commons. And for that, I think we're suspect for that reason as to why is it we haven't been able to have a fulsome debate, at least at a committee of the House of Commons or in the House of Commons as a whole. I think that's something we need to reform in our system, where things that are as important as this have a full airing in front of Canadians through the Parliament and more debate generally. So right now I'm suspect of the agreement for those reasons.
If I could add to that, Thomas Mulcair said that an NDP government would pull out of it if it wasn't in the best interest of Canada.
Correct.
How would you guys go about doing that?
Well, this is a good point because of reasons, for reasons I mentioned. If it's not in the best interest of our country, Mr. Mulcair said quite rightly, I think, that we would pull out of it. You would have to negotiate those terms, and again, we have to look at the fine print, if you will. What is the opt-out clause? According to what we've been told, it's 15 years locked in. That said, any country can pull out. You tend to not want to do that if you're trying to keep up good relations and trade with a country. But if it's not in the best interest of the country, you have to determine that. So not an easy equation, not a simple answer. But it's something that you have to, when you're signing trade deals or financial arrangements, like a financial guarantee for access to both countries, you want to make sure that it's equal for both. And if it isn't, then I think we shouldn't sign it to start with. But yes, it would be difficult to pull out.